Good morning. It has reached 60 degrees in Las Vegas, so you know all of us Las Vegans have to get out our hoodies and our turtlenecks ready for the cold weather. The other thing that we're getting ready for is that great day of Thanksgiving, but you can't have Thanksgiving without its partner in crime, Black Friday. But how did Black Friday start? Because it was not always associated with crowds and deals and big screen TVs. It actually started with having nothing to do with Thanksgiving at all, but yet the U.S. gold market collapse of 1869. So back in 1869, we have two wealthy tycoons, Jay Gould, Jim Fisk. They are not the best of men, but they're pretty good in business. They don't have great reputations, but they concocted this scheme that they were going to get even richer, and they felt like they could do this by getting their hands on the gold that was in the U.S. They were wealthy enough to be buying it up at the time, and so in order to make this plot work, they had to get some people to get into the actual presidential cabinet and get in the ear of the president at the time, who was Ulysses S. Grant. Now, according to PBS.org, they were able to do this because they knew the brother-in-law to Ulysses S. Grant. And so through the brother-in-law, they promised him that he could get some of the windfall. And so he became a part of the ploy, and he would invite them to social events. And through their meeting with the president through these events, they were able to get in his ear about how they felt the economy should go. They were able to get the brother-in-law to establish the treasury person in the cabinet for Ulysses S. Grant. And so altogether, they had this plan that they were going to buy up all of the gold and make the value go sky high, and then they were going to sell it at a huge profit, kind of like how people did with Cabbage Patches back in the 80s. So actually they did not take Ulysses S. Grant for the man that he ended up being. He caught wind of the whole thing, and in furiousness, he actually released $4 million of U.S. gold. That was not in their plan at all, and it really foiled everything that they had worked towards and built towards, because now everybody was scrambling. The price of gold just plummeted, and it wasn't worth what they thought it was going to be worth. Now, if you're a fan of old Kaiser Sose, then you'll be happy to know that according to the Britannica Group, Jay Gould actually made out just fine. He was the villain that did not get hurt at all. He went on to have a very successful career. He went on to be a railroad monopoly tycoon, and he died with $77 million. But a nasty reputation. He never was looked at with any kind of appreciation for what he did in business. The other guy, Jay Fisk, however, he did go by the hands of the two things that'll take a man down fastest: money and women. And he was actually shot and killed. So he didn't make out so well. So fast forward to after we have this crash of the economy, now we have Black Friday, and it's lost its meaning until we get into actually establishing it with Thanksgiving. Not so much Thanksgiving though, but football. So the Army-Navy game in Philadelphia made the police officers working the crowds dub it Black Friday, because it was just packed. It was packed with people. It was packed with chaos. It was packed with traffic. And so the police officers dubbed that Friday after Thanksgiving Day Black Friday. It didn't have anything to do with shopping at the time. However, this guy right here, he did like the way that the economy went after the shopping of Thanksgiving. And so this is President Roosevelt, and according to History.com, he thought it was so good for businesses that he moved Thanksgiving up a week. So he made Thanksgiving the third Thursday instead of the fourth Thursday. This was a very unpopular thing that he did, and a lot of people didn't even pay attention to it. He felt like giving consumers one extra week of shopping would really boost the economy. People didn't go for it, and in 1941, he actually admitted, you know what, this isn't working. We're going to take it back to the fourth Thursday, and things went back to normal. Bringing us to what we know as Black Friday and what we're familiar with as Black Friday today, which would be the camping out, the missing the meals with your families, the buying up the newspapers. Remember what those are? Newspapers, so that you could go through the advertisements to find out what the best deal was. Now, with all of the camping out, when they did finally open those doors, it was chaos. People were going in droves. It was stampedes. People lost their lives over the hysteria that is Black Friday. And consumers, they didn't see each other as human beings anymore. It was a competition. Who's going to get to it first? And remember, they had been camped out. They had planned the routes they were going to go in the stores. They knew what they were going there to get. And it was a you or me situation. So retailers saw this as a problem. And according to Nick Leckis of the Growth Rocks Group, they really started moving away from having the one-day deals. So we do have the Black Friday sales, but then the technology came into our lives and it's really developed, and now we have Cyber Mondays. We have that, what's that one company called that delivers to your house? We have the Amazon company that came in, and you can get anything that you want, that you need, and sometimes you can even get it that same day without having to leave the comfort of your own home. Technology, convenience has come in, and for about the past decade, it's taken over so that we don't have those one-day deals anymore. Now, as of last year, in 2022, this is also according to Nicholas Leckis of the Growth Rocks, 7.5 billion independent businesses, that's how much independent businesses made. So that's a 19% increase based off of, your big box retailer stores. There was 9.1 billion in 2022 made from Black Friday sales, and 87 million shopped online. So they didn't even have to go out into the hysteria. I am a part of that group. So this year, what I hope you think about when it is time for Thanksgiving, I hope that it's actual time that you are thankful for, health, home, family, friends, and you can leave the chaos to everyone else. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you a very happy holiday.